Welcome to my Last Show podcast. Let's get into it. Today is the Sunday show. I hope you guys are all having a beautiful Sunday or whenever you're watching this. Usually a lot of times from the analytics, you guys are watching the Sunday show on Monday. So you're probably like on your way to work or something. Or you're at work. Either way. Let's get into the episode. Our thread for today is waiters and waitresses. What is the most awkward couple date you have ever witnessed at work? All right, so let's check it out. A girl hit on me in front of her boyfriend when I was serving. The boyfriend walked off and staring her off. Hold on. The boyfriend walked off after staring her off, and the girl awkwardly sat there alone for a while. I asked the girlfriend to take over her table, I asked a girlfriend, a girl that is a friend, if anything, to take over the table because it was too awkward. Damn, man, you out here breaking up couples. That's crazy. And it's kind of wild that she's on a date and then she was hitting on the waiter. Like, ooh, god damn. I work at a dinner theater. We usually do proposals where we set up a random draw where the winner comes up onto the stage to win their prize and are then surprised by their partner who proposes. It's usually sweet and makes everybody in the room feel all fuzzy and warm. This one guy wanted to take it further and request to perform a song. He brought his own music and everything. We're pretty easy going at this job, so we agreed to let him do it. We do the fake draw. The woman comes up on stage in front of a room of 400 people and the music starts to play. Apparently this guy was a little nervous and he compensated by having a few drinks. So what followed is a slur performance of a song written by this guy that seemed to focus on how he was sorry for cheating on this woman with his sister. Yeah, or with her sister. And at the end of it, he gets down on one knee and proposes. Nigga. Bro, you just told her that you cheated on her with her sister, and then you're still proposing? Oh, bro. Usually this gets a round of applause encouraging the person to say yes, but not after that train wreck of a performance. The poor woman was just holding her face the entire time and started shaking her head saying, "No, what's wrong with you?" She storms off and leaves, and our stage manager on stage to a bunch of murmuring from the audience. The only thing our stage manager can think of to say on the mic is, "Well, that's that." The guy ended up staying for the rest of the show and had many more drinks. That was years ago, and it still remains one of the cringiest things I've ever seen. Yo, he thought she was going to say yes after that? Like, dude, are you an idiot? No, she's not going to say yes to that. He sang some song that pretty much said that I cheated on you with your sister. And then he got down on one knee and was just like, "Will you marry me?" She's like, "No. Who the fuck are you? No, get out of here, man." Like, oh, that must have been awkward as hell as far as everybody who's like in the crowd. Like, imagine being in that crowd. You're like, oh, God. They came in, and the first thing I noticed that the woman was noticeably older than the man, but I don't really judge about that kind of thing, and I also don't assume people are on dates. Maybe she is his aunt, or they are just friends. So I went to go ask about drinks and do the usual pep greeting, and she is super chatty. Basically talks for him and answers questions that were straight for him. Okay, I think maybe that's just how they are, whatever. She proceeds to order them both hard alcohol straight at 10 a.m. Oh, God. What the fuck? I figure, maybe they're on a vacation together. You never know. It finally hit me that something wasn't right was when she wouldn't stop making sexual comments about the two, which is how I knew it was kind of a date. I'm talking straight up things like, I am 53, but with the amount of work I have done to my downstairs, he won't be able to tell tonight if I am actually 23. I am watching the man's face and he looks pained. I watch the table from afar. I realized it kind of looks like a date gone wrong, but they seem to know each other, so I am not really sure what is going on. And servers always chat and theorize about their customers in their free time. I mean, hey, now you guys know. When the man gets up and comes over to me and asks me to chat with him around the corner really discreetly, so I do. He looks at me and is talking as fast as he explains, right? Yeah. He looks at me and is talking super fast as he explains that this is his boss and he has to meet her quarterly, and she just has to sign a single form to approve what he has been doing, and she insists on going out for a meal and drinking and then trying to sleep with him every time. I was horrified for him. He looked that panicked. He said that he usually gets her to sign it before they leave the restaurant and then makes an excuse to ditch her. We made a code sign, him patting the back of his head 3 times so that I could intervene when she would get far too inappropriate. But honestly, she didn't change much when I would come. He also asked me to bring him fake alcohol beverages, said I could charge him for the alcohol, but to make them water or just soda. I still think about him sometimes. I wish I had gotten his name or something so I could check in and encourage him to report her. But in all honesty, she probably owned the company and he worked for, and something the way she spent money and looked. Hey man, that is weird. That is weird as fuck. That would be a tough spot to be in as a waiter, because you're just like, look, bro, I don't know what to do, man. Like, I'm going to try to help you out the best I can. And it was good that he was like, hey, I got you, fam. Don't worry. I'm going to give you like non-alcoholic drinks just so that way she don't get too much. But that's a little weird, like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, okay. First date, I would estimate college age. They're eating and the girl says, I'm having a really nice time, but my friend just texted me and asked me if I want to go hang out, and I said yes, so actually I have to go. Oh, damn. Yeah, the date wasn't going well. She didn't like you that much. Dang, son, because there's no way, like, if she's actually having a good time, come on, she wouldn't have. And I guarantee you it was a thing where she was like, oh, I really don't want to go out with this guy, so make sure you like text me at a certain time so that way I have an excuse to get out of there. Poor guy. A couple came into the restaurant dressed very goth. I wasn't their server, but I was running the cash register just a few feet away. They proclaimed to everyone that they were energy vampires. What?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Okay, but not to fear them because they won't hurt us. They said they didn't need our food for sustenance, but enjoyed the taste.
What?
Okay, sure. Okay, all right, fine, I guess. After ordering the meal, they then politely asked the waitress if she would stick around for a second so they could feed off of her aura so they could have enough energy for the night. The waitress said okay and gave me a side glance over her shoulder that I knew meant I better get a good tip for this. Facts. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? The couple clasped each other's hands, closed their eyes, and made sucking sounds for a solid minute before leaning back in the seats and sighing as they had just had a turkey dinner. The waitress was indeed tipped well for the delicious energy. God damn, man, the shit you guys deal with as waiters and waitresses. My goodness. Like, I thought you guys dealt with, weird people and assholes here and there, whatever, like any other job, but the weirdos must be over the top for you guys. They literally sat there and said, "Ah, thank you. That energy was delicious. Fantastic. You deserve a great tip. I will see you next time." Like, what? Okay, sure. Oh, weird ass motherfuckers. Late to the party, but I will share my story. Had a couple come in one night and everything seemed to be going fine. We just hired a new server who was training, and I asked her if she had any questions. She was still nervous about greeting tables, so I told her she could shadow me and watch what I do. We go over to the couples table, and all I hear from the new server is, "You fucking bitch, I knew you were cheating on me, yo!" Turns out the guy was her boyfriend on a date with his side chick, and he didn't know she just got a job there. She didn't get fired for what she said. Wow. Yo, just imagine you're just eating your meal and all of a sudden you just hear, "I knew you were fucking cheating on me," right? You're like, "Wait, what? Huh?" Like, dude. That is crazy. And then the fact that she didn't get fired for that is kind of crazy too. I'm just like, how did she get out of that with her boss? You know what I mean? Like, boss was just like, don't worry about it. Fucking loser, blah, blah, blah. Like, he might have been on her side, but god damn, man. When I was bartending, this guy came into the bar on a weeknight, average looking guy, late 20s. He sat down and asked for a drink and told me he was nervous because it was his first date in 3 years and they had met on Tinder. He arrived 20 minutes before her expected arrival to get rid of some of his nerves. 2 hours passed and he waited for her with no text or call explaining she would be late. This woman walks in. Oh, thank God. Oh, I was feeling bad for our boy. I was like, please don't tell me he got stood up. Oh, okay. She showed up. Whew, we can breathe. We can breathe. This woman walks in, walks up to the guy, and I'm thinking, wow, she really came. She looks at him and says, "Are you Joe?" The guy replies, "Yes," and gets up properly to greet her, looking incredibly excited. She says, "No, thanks." Oh, and just leaves. What a foul creature. Joe is not his actual name, and I proceed to get way too drunk for a Tuesday. He gets way too drunk for a Tuesday. No. You guys met on Tinder. You saw his pictures. Like, you at least had some kind of conversation with him. Why would you get to the restaurant and then be like, "No, thank you," and walk out? Like, get to know the guy at least. Talk to him a little bit. You might actually like the guy. Dang. At least she showed up, I guess. Oh, damn. Pour one out for the homeboy, man. Hey, damn. Hey.
She belongs to the streets.
Fuck her, man. Forget her, man. She a hoe, bro. Alright, you can do better. I worked at a fondue place, 1.5 to 2 hour meal for 2 people, 4 courses, the works. People came in and had prearranged with us to present an engagement ring with the chocolate course with melted chocolate on the plate, spelling "Will you marry me?" Also, roses and other embellishments on the plate. Apparently, the entire meal she was explaining to him how bad he was at being in a relationship, too needy, too emotional, somehow also didn't spend enough time with her and wasn't connecting with her. It was an hour-long breakup speech. Oh. So bro is thinking like the relationship's going great. He's like, "I love this woman. She is my numero uno for life. I want to marry this woman. I'm going to make it big and flashy because she deserves that." She sits down at this table and it's just like, man, let's go verbatim here. She said he was bad in a relationship, he's too needy, too emotional, and he doesn't spend enough time with her. She sat there for an hour. Oh, and I'm sure he's just like, The waiter comes and he's just like, "Oh, sir, are we ready for the special?" He's like, "The special's over." You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Oh no, he didn't. He didn't go, "Oh, cancel." No, because we came around the corner with candles lit and chocolate fondue and the engagement ring on the plate. The table next to him did everything they could to wave us off. Even the strangers at the next table were like, "No, no, 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 no." Oh, I was holding a camera. Oh no. This is caught on camera. Oh no, I was holding a camera to capture the magical moment. Oh man, that wasn't so magical. Which never came. He tried to get his prepared remarks out, but it was so bad he eventually left the dessert at the table and tried to act like nothing had happened. She left before the check came. Of course she did. Oh, damn, man. Oh, I as a waiter, seeing like our boy Joe get rejected the way he did, see this guy get rejected, I would be like, man, this is just heart-wrenching. Like, these guys, they're just hoping for the best. They're hopeless romantics. They're like, yes, this is it, and they get crushed like this. Hey, man.
She belongs to the street.
Forget her, man. You can do better. You can do better, man. She's all anyway. Oh, man. Husband and wife fight. Wife cried. Husband got up and threw a pizza slice at her face. God damn. Oh, oops, wrong one. This motherfucker threw a pizza slice at her face. He was just like, he's like, "I'm fucking tired of you, Sharon. I'm tired of you, bitch. Goddamn, this is what you deserve." Smack. It threw a pizza in her face while she's crying, I'm sure. Like, damn, bro. Date seemed going well, but the guy was nervous and fidgety. He was rocking back on his chair a little as he would talk and eventually flew too close to the sun. Toppled his chair backwards and knocked himself out cold and peed his pants. Oh, he had to be taken out the dining room on a stretcher over the span of 20 minutes while his Tinder date did the honorable thing and immediately went to the bar and ordered shots. We gave them to her on the house. Oh, damn, son. He not only did he knock himself out, but he pissed his pants. And I know she was just like, well, this is bad date number 49. Oh, man. I'm not saying it's not hard out there for the ladies either. You know what I mean? Oh, man. But I still think he got the short end of the stick on that, if I'm being honest with you. Like, mans will never financially recover from that one. My goodness. I guess you could call this a couple date. I was working at a wine bar when a married couple sat down on a pretty slow night. I went over the specials and they ordered. Once appetizers came out, the man thought it would be a good idea to serve his wife divorce papers. Yo, I did my best to avoid that side of the bar. I did bring out tissues for the wife who was breaking down. I ended up boxing up the dinner the guy paid for, but I do not envy that ride home. Nigga, if you guys drove there together, why would you be serving divorce papers on? I mean, I get it. He may have wanted to do it in public so that way it wouldn't be like this big blown up spectacle. But you should have, I don't know, made her drive herself there, or maybe call her an Uber or something and just be like, hey, I'm going to call you an Uber and I'm going to drive home just so we're not, because that ride home must have been awkward as hell. Oh, God. Served a deaf couple having a fight. They went from both of them signing furiously to her crying and signaling to me for a stack of napkins for I assume her tears. She whips out a pen and starts writing paragraph after paragraph angrily. It was awkward because I kept having to come back to the table since they ordered multiple courses, and he was just eating and signing while she was hunched over the table writing away while crying. When they finally left, they tipped me pretty well though, so I guess it wasn't too bad. Oh man, I know that must have been like really tough to see, especially if you understand what they're saying, you know, with their signs and stuff. But man, oh Jesus, I wonder what they were actually saying. You know what I mean? Like, was it actually that bad, or you know what I mean? Was it the guy's fault? Was it the girl's fault? Like, I really wanted to know. Kind of wish they went into a little more detail on that one. I don't know if this counts, but when I was a waitress at Olive Garden, one of my tables was going over their divorce paperwork. When I greeted the table, I asked how everyone was, and the woman said, "Terrible, we're getting a divorce." Like, what the fuck do I say to that? God damn. She was like, "What the fuck do you think, bitch? I'm getting a divorce. You really think I'm good?" Like, whoa, I just asked you if you wanted breadsticks. Like, God damn, I'll give you a few minutes. Like, shit. What is up with people doing divorces in restaurants? I did not think that this was that common of a thing, but apparently it is. Apparently this shit is common as fuck. People do divorces this common in restaurants? Like, bro, what the fuck are we? This should be done in like a lawyer's office or something, or a divorce attorney's office. Like, what are we doing in a restaurant? These poor waiters and waitresses are just trying to do their job, and these motherfuckers are breaking down and breaking up with each other and knocking themselves out and doing all kinds. Like, god damn, being a waiter and a waitress is just tough. God, the amount of people that you guys deal with and the amount of like different people that you guys deal with is over the top sometimes, man. Jeez, you guys really deserve to be paid more just for the mental, you know, just for the mental aspect of this job. It's like, imagine going home and you've dealt with 4 different couples who, you know, have either broken up, got into fights at the table, you know what I mean? Or they're going through divorces, or you see them crying. Like, I guarantee you in an 8-hour day, you deal with at least half of this shit every shift. At least once in an 8-hour shift, you're going to deal with some shit like this. Maybe even twice. Like, shit. Oh my God. I tip my hat to you guys, man. All right. So, one of my first jobs in New York was managing a lounge/cocktail bar in a high-end hotel. At around 3 or 4 o'clock, a guy looked pretty cheesy, slick back hair, bad suit, etc., came up to me and demanded that he get that window table tonight for his date. He had a reservation for 8 p.m. I explained to him that I can't guarantee it, and he slipped me $400 with a "how about now" look, which I eventually caved in, and I told him that I'd take care of it. Hey, that's $400, nigga. We then pulled another stack of hundreds and started counting them in front of me while asking if I could go a little extra by coming over to the table when he was there with the date and pretend I knew him from a movie. At this point, I've gone this far, so why not? Sure enough, he rolled around later in the evening with a blonde bimbo, and after they'd had a glass of champagne, I approached the table around them, checked on how they were doing before going over to him, and did the whole, "How are you enjoying your evening?" And before walking off, I did an Oscar-worthy double take and was like, are you by any chance? You must be. At which point he had this douchey smile lapping up the recognition he was getting from this young dude he just paid off. Most importantly for him, though, it worked. She was loving it, and they and left shortly after, and he slipped me another $600 on the way out. God damn, nigga, you spent over what? Like, you spent at least $1,000 just to set this date up, and then you paid for dinner too? Like, bro, I mean, this girl's coochie must have not been that worth it. Come on, man. Like, that's a little too much. There ain't no way I would have spent $1,000 just to set up a date. Like, okay, I mean, I guess if you got it like that, then go ahead. But that's not something I would do. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, this will be our last one. Was a cocktail waitress at the bar in a high-end restaurant a couple years ago. This couple comes in right around peak hours. Guy looks annoyed. Girl looks really excited. The whole time the girl is trying to talk to the guy, and he's completely ignoring her. He gets a call and talks on the phone for a good 10 minutes, hangs up, and starts talking to anyone around him but her. He's getting more and more drunk and starts hitting on the female bartender, and eventually the cocktail waitresses, myself included, telling us he could get us all much better jobs in Atlanta. The girl he's on a date with has started crying at this point, and once he actually noticed, he yells at the bartender because it was obviously the restaurant's fault for her being upset. She yells at him to stop yelling at the bartender because he's being such an awful date, and he goes off, tells her he didn't even want to eat here. She should have picked a better place, and then he isn't paying for her food and drinks, and then tells her that she didn't look fat in her picture, and he would have asked her out if he'd known she was that big. Probably met online kind of thing. Whoa. He was just like, nah, bitch, you're fat. And so that's why he's hitting on every other girl in the thing. Oh, that's messed up. Okay. She retreats to the bathroom and the guy continues to make a scene. Another girl at the bar, and I go check on her while the bartenders and I try to manage to deal with him. The girl is super upset, and I tell her there's a back door she can leave through and I can get her tab from the bartender. I go back out, and the guy had already stormed out and refused to pay, leaving his date with a nearly $200 check. She didn't have the money to pay, so a couple of bar regulars covered it, made the whole night super awkward and stressful. Definitely one of those more memorable experiences of that place. Yo, so homeboy meets this girl online. They meet up at a bar, like a cocktail bar. He's just like, oh, she's fat and unattractive, so I'm gonna hit on all of the cocktail waitresses and the bartenders. And she's just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Why are you hitting on all these girls and whatnot? Like, we're supposed to be on a date, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, well, you know, you're fat, and blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, if you didn't want to be on a date with her, you could have simply just told her, let her go on her way. But no, you sat there and did all that bullshit, and then you left her with a $200 bill. That is crazy. Oh, man, that's fucked up. Hey, at least she got a lot of help from the bar regulars and all that kind of stuff, because he did her dirty, man. He did her so dirty. That's super fucked up. But that's going to go ahead and end that thread, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that thread. I know I did. That was a juicy-ass thread, man. You waiters and waitresses go through a lot, man. Goodness gracious, you guys go through a lot. Just the mental of that job is just crazy to me. You guys definitely deserve a lot more money. God damn, man. Because just going home and dealing with that shit, just dealing with regular people on a day-to-day basis, golly. And then people who are very specific of how they want their food and this and that. Just, oh, God. I know I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do that job, and the people who do that job, my goodness. I try to make it easy for you folks. I really do. I'm like, you know what? I want that. I don't want nothing special, just that. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, and if they get it the order wrong, oh well, I just eat it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do all that extra shit, man. Yeah. Woo! But that's, like I said, going to do that for that thread. We're going to hop into announcements. Then we'll get into the scenarios for today's show. So, patreon.com/MyLastSoul Podcast. $3 a month. Get you an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to have your scenario featured on the Tuesday and Sunday shows like these people did for today. If you're a primarily audio listener, go ahead and rate this podcast. 5 stars is preferable, as well as keep downloading. You guys are doing awesome in that regard. I keep seeing the download numbers go up, and I do appreciate that so much. It shows me that you guys support the show and that you enjoy it. If you want even more content, don't worry, I got you. as well as like TikTok is in Instagram. We have all of the best moments of every single episode over there. So if you guys want to go check that out, you totally can follow us over there. With TikTok, we're on the road to 10K. And then youtube.com/MyLastPodcast. Get on over there. Subscribe. That helps out a lot. Even if you don't watch on YouTube, that's all good. Subscribing helps. That's all I care about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's scenarios. My goodness. All right. Am I wrong? Girlfriend went on a trip with a mutual guy friend and doesn't understand why I'm upset. Oh, shit. Here we go. The original plan for this trip was that me and my girlfriend, this mutual friend, and his mom would go on a 3-day trip to see the eclipse in the nearby city that would get totality, I think. Okay. The mutual friend of ours is the one who was organizing the trip, and he told us about it around 3 weeks in advance. As I mentioned, I was originally meant to go too, but I had to cancel. Okay. I gave 2 weeks of notice to everybody. My girlfriend decided to go with him anyway, which I didn't object to at the time, but in retrospect makes me feel very uncomfortable. For some context, we were all meant to carpool in his car, and he had one hotel room booked for the 4 of us. He actually booked the room for he and his mom to share before inviting us, so it's not like he upgraded or had to do anything special to accommodate us. Not going would have been as simple as letting him know not to come pick her up. I told her that it would feel weird for her and another guy to be going on a trip together. Facts. Even if his mom was also there. I made it clear that I didn't expect her to come back right away or anything since she was already there. I just wanted to tell her how I felt and get some assurance that she wouldn't do it again. Instead, she got super defensive and said that I must think she's going to cheat on me. She also said that if I trust her, then I shouldn't have a problem with the trip. It took a long time to get her to say that she wouldn't do it again, and with how long it took, I'm not actually sure I believe her. Her reasoning for going on the trip anyway was that it'd be too late notice to cancel. To me, it would have been a different story if there were flights or other reservations that needed to be canceled, in which case I wouldn't have expected her to do anything. But here, there was nothing that she would have needed to cancel or reschedule. Our mutual friend didn't even want us to pay any of the cost, gas money, or the cost of the hotel room. I was also upset that we didn't get to see a basically one-in-a-lifetime event together, especially since it was so close to us and barely cost anything to travel to. I told her that I was still going to drive to a different city getting totality, okay, just for 1 day instead of 3. But she decided to go with him anyway. Am I in the wrong for thinking that this is weird? I generally need an external opinion because I have no idea how she can't see a problem with this, and she seems to think that it just shows I don't trust her enough. I mean, I think any guy would feel a little weird about that, because it's like, even if the mom is going, homeboy's still gonna try to make some moves. You know what I mean? He's still gonna try to make some moves. I don't know, though. Then again, I don't think that she would let him make the moves, even if she did. I mean, it's not like, you guys are going to be drinking. It's not like they're going to be going partying or anything like that. I mean, you guys are simply going for the eclipse. I don't know why you guys are there for 3 days, but maybe you guys had an itinerary and stuff planned. I wish I kind of knew a little more about the so-called friend, because, I mean, is it a thing where, he's had some history with your girl? Is it a thing where, he's maybe said some flirty things in the past to her? Has he ever, made it apparent that, he kind of wants to, try some? Or if you weren't in the picture, then they would be together. You know what I mean? Is there any indicators that something is going on that shouldn't be going on? Because if there are, then okay, I can understand, why you have an issue with it. But I mean, if it's a total friend thing and, you guys aren't really like that and his and her relationship aren't really like that, then I wouldn't see anything wrong with it, just because I'm like, okay, this is a trusted friend, he's my friend, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's my trusted friend and my girl. And so I wouldn't see anything wrong with that. I don't know. I wish he would have gave us that kind of information. What has he ever, made any advances towards your girl or anything like that? Because if he has, okay, then I could see something. I'd be like, oh shit, I'd be throwing the red flag out there. But I'm not really throwing the red flag out there because that's just, he didn't give us that kind of information. So what I'm assuming is that, he's a trusted guy friend, and, your girl is like, hey, he's a trusted guy friend. He wouldn't do something like that. And you should know that, like, he's never tried to do anything to me. He's never tried to, like, hook up or whatever. But I don't know. Like I said, I can get why he's feeling uncomfortable with it, but I would only feel uncomfortable with it if I know that this dude has had a history with my girl, or he's tried something in the past. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only way I would feel, like, really uncomfortable with it. Other than that, I would kind of just be like, all right, we're good. But I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about that one, because I'm very split in the middle, if I'm being honest with you. You know what I mean? It's like, if he would have gave us more information, then I probably would have been able to give a more definitive thing. But if I want to play devil's advocate, I would say, what is it? I would say you're not in the wrong, because even I would feel a little sussed out. Like, why are you trying to go on this trip with, a guy that isn't your boyfriend? That's kind of a little weird, but I guess she just looks at it like, well, it's a free trip. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. You guys let me know. All right, on to our next one. Okay. My girlfriend wants me to cheat. What? Okay. I, 24 female, don't know what to do about my girlfriend, 22 female. So it's two girls. Okay. She started talking to me about wanting to be chucked around a year ago. We would have threesomes anyway, so maybe we could experiment with it. It went well, but I felt a little awkward a year on, and now my girlfriend says she can't help but almost come when thinking about me cheating. Not cucking, nope, full blown cheating. That sounds a little to me. She has this fantasy about her finding messages on my phone or coming back from a night out, having had a drunken kiss and hiding it from her. Honestly, it's really creeped me out, and I can't work out why it has worried me so much. She seems really obsessed about the idea and won't stop bringing it up whenever we try to be intimate. I just need to let someone know, and the internet is a pretty weird and certainly won't be the weirdest thing here. I think that she's cheating and she's trying to justify her cheating by letting you cheat, but hiding it as a kink. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she's either got a guy or a girl on the side, whichever, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter. And she's cheating and doing her thing, but she's just like, you know what? If I can get my girlfriend to, like, think that I have this cheating kink, whatever, blah, 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 then you and I can keep doing our thing, and she won't feel bad about it because she's doing her thing. Like, I feel like she's trying to coax you into an open relationship without saying it's an open relationship, which I think is extremely manipulative and very, very red flag. Like, that is kind of crazy. That is extremely manipulative. The fact that she's just like gunning for this open relationship, but she's not saying it's an open relationship by hiding it as a kink. Like, that is a little over the top, if I'm being honest with you. Like, why can't you just ask for an open relationship? Because that's seeming like that's what you want. You want an open relationship with this girl. You don't want to be in this relationship with this girl. And I can guarantee you, like, her side person is probably a dude, because we've seen this a lot with like lesbian couples. Is like one of the girls, she's just kind of in it for the fun, and then she really wants to like spend the rest of her life with a guy, while one girl is like actually a fucking lesbian and like wants to actually spend rest of her life with a girl. Anyway, we've seen this a lot, and this is what that situation kind of seems like, where she's just, because the threesome's probably already got her in a point where she's just like, all right, this monogamy shit ain't for you, girl. I'm trying to go out and do some other shit. But yeah, I think your girl wants you to cheat because she got somebody on the side, and she's trying to get an open relationship by disguising it, which I think is crazy and super fucked up. But yeah, I think that's the situation that you're in. Goodness gracious, my friend. Goodness gracious. Oh, shit. Yeah, I got that one twice. Okay. Girlfriend wants to meet single male friend. Okay. My girlfriend, 28 male, girlfriend, 28 female, and I were having a really nice time when she turned around and asked, and said, oh wait, hold on. Her and I were having a really nice time, and she turned around and said to me that this guy, 40 male, messaged her to ask if she wanted to go for coffee. It doesn't sound bad, but here are the only things I know about this guy from what my girlfriend has told me. Wait a minute. Why is she trying to go out with a 40-year-old dude when she's got a boyfriend? Like, sugar baby much? That's kind of what that's giving me. That's giving me some sugar baby vibes. Like what's going on here? You on a sugar baby site or something? Like, what the fuck? So here are the only things that I know about this guy from what my girlfriend has told me. He's single. He only goes for girls in their 20s. She's never mentioned that he's a friend until this moment, only that they used to work together, that she put up a risky photo with this guy on Instagram, that her own family told her it wasn't right. She later deleted it, and that she doesn't think he's ugly. I mean, this kind of sounds like a sugar baby situation. Either that, or because I mean, if she wants to stay in a relationship with her boyfriend, but she wants to hang out, in air quotations, hang out with this guy, that's what it seems like. Like, it seems like a sugar baby situation to me. God, and even just like what she's told him about it, like, come on, man. He's single. He only dates girls in their 20s. Like, come on, man. I get annoyed that she'd want to meet this guy one-on-one, to which she became upset because I made a big deal about it because they're just friends. I've told her I trust her, but I don't trust the man and what his intentions are. Am I wrong for having doubts, or am I overthinking this whole situation? Fuck no, you're not overthinking this whole situation, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, your girl is trying to be a sugar baby, my guy. And then on top of that, she's trying to do it within the confines of a relationship by saying, oh, no, he's just a friend. Oh, no, he's just a friend. Like, okay, how long is he going to be a friend and giving you gifts and shit like that until he's like, all right, I'm cutting you off until you suck my dick, or you let me clap them cheeks. And a lot of times it's like, shit, the girl might do it. The guy might pay enough. He's just like, I'll give you $10,000 for the month if you just let me smash. Like, how's she gonna turn down $10,000? Like, fuck yeah. She's like, all I gotta do is lay on my back and let you fuck me, and I get 10 grand. Why not? Like, I'm not saying that she's gonna do that, but I'm just saying, like, there's the possibility of something like that happening with this quote unquote air quotations friend. It's like, dude, you're kind of setting the relationship up for failure, if I'm being honest with you. And that's just not a good look, man. It's just not. If she goes through with that, I would break up with her. If I'm being honest with you, I'd be like, look, man, you either, get rid of this dude and you don't talk to him anymore, or we're done, because I'm not about to deal with this. I'm not about to be dating a girl who's got a fucking sugar daddy in the relationship. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And we know that this is textbook sugar daddy. Like, don't even. Nah, man. Nah. All right. Let's get on to our next one. All right. Am I the asshole? Horrible date, or am I just expecting too much? Okay. I'm a 30 female and just ended a relationship a month ago. Now fresh in the dating scene. Last guy I dated did the following. Asked me out on a date. Asked me to pick him up on the way to the restaurant. On the day of the date, he was late about 20 minutes. So wait, hold on. So he asked you to pick him up, but he was late? What? How does that make sense? Okay. So he asked me to pick him up on the way to the restaurant. On the day of the date, he was late about 20 minutes, which means I was late for dinner. Mind you, I was also fasting the entire day, and he knows, but probably because he's new to the metro and hadn't figured it out. When we arrived at the restaurant, it was full. He never reserved us seats. I repeated my order so many times, yet he ordered different things, and I just went with it because I can't be bothered anymore since I was hungry. He brings up the ifs of life together a lot. I didn't really feel comfortable talking about that early on because it included stuff like sex. When we tried to pay the bill, they didn't accept his card, so I butted in to save face. Oh, I butted in, okay, to save face. He let me pay and never offered to pay half or anything. Wow. He had a trip after, so I even dropped him off in a station, and the whole time he wanted to hold hands while I was driving, but I told him I'd use both hands, so he placed his hand on my leg saying I could hold it when I'm free. But at this point, I was already uninterested, just nervously laughing it off. But when we arrived, he wanted to kiss, but I told him no because we were in public. He kissed my cheek anyway twice. I don't think I realized how bothered I am about the whole thing until it was over. I don't know. Am I judging him too hard, or do I have maybe higher standards? I talked about doing things 50-50, but I personally don't even believe in that anymore. Yeah, no girl does. Every girl says 50-50, but they don't fucking believe that. It's like, if you actually believe in 50-50, then you would actually do that on dates, but you don't. Ugh. I think anyone who says that might think they're pulling their own weight, but they are just doing enough or not enough to reap some sort of benefit. Well, at least you get that. And no, I don't think you're expecting too much, because it's like, girl, you're dating a bum. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's just be honest here. I don't think you're expecting too much. It's just the guy that you went out with was a fucking bum, and that's just what it was. You know what I mean? Like he was just a bad apple, and that, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that just because there's one bad apple on the tree that the rest are rotten. You know what I mean? Like, and it is what it is. You should have kind of seen that the moment he asked you, hey, can you pick me up on the way to the restaurant? That right there should have told you, like, okay, no. You don't have a car? No thanks. Like, I don't know why girls date dudes without a car. That to me is crazy. The fact that you have a car and he doesn't, that already tells me that you're doing better than him. You know, that man does not deserve to be dating. Like, what are you doing, my guy? You don't even have a car? I mean, shit. Even if you got a hoopty, like, okay, you at least deserve a shot with a girl because you have a fucking car. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, god damn, you can't afford a hoopty? You that broke? And so this nigga taking the train and then having her pick him up at the fucking train station and shit. Then on top of that, bro sat there and I guess he was trying to order for her. You know what I mean? I get that. That could be like a very manly quality, 100%. A lot of girls kind of like that stuff. But the fact that you kept getting the order wrong, my guy, that shows that you're incompetent. That shows your competency is at an all-time low. And she's like, wow, this guy's dumb. He can't remember a food order? How the fuck are you supposed to deal with things in life in a relationship? regarding finances and money and remembering things and, remembering anniversaries and birthdays and, special occasions and what she likes on a day-to-day basis. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, that shows that he has very low IQ and he has a very low competency. And it's just like, women enjoy men who are more competent than themselves. Like, they want a man who's going to teach them things. They want a man who is going to show them shit. This guy can't show you shit. And then on top of that, he tries to pay with his card and it gets declined. Ah. Why are you going on a date when you know you can't afford it? Dude, come on. So all I'm saying, girl, is you should keep your standards completely the same. You don't need to raise your standards. You don't need to feel like your standards were too high. I think you had pretty basic standards. All you want is a guy to either be able to pick you up or at least meet you there because he has a fucking car. All you want is a guy to be able to remember your order and have some competency to himself and be able to show you that he's a fucking man and he's a leader, because girls do these kind of certain little things to show if you have leading qualities. You know what I mean? They're going to do these kind of things. And if you fall short, oh man, it's going to be long for you, brother. It's going to be long. And he failed at every single test that she gave. No wonder she didn't want to fucking kiss you or hold your hand or even talk about sex or anything like that. Like, bro, she was just like, this dude is already trash, and I kudos to her by going through the whole date. Like, I give that to you, man. I think you're a lot better than some. Obviously in our thread, our poor boy Joe, she said, "Oh, hi, how are you? No thanks," and left. You know what I mean? Like, that was kind of grimy. But at least she went through the whole date, realized it wasn't for her, and hopefully she was just like, nah, we are not having a second date. I'm not interested. Because my goodness, dude, like, but that I don't think you have too high of standards. I think it's just a simple thing where you dated a bum guy. You know what I mean? That is what it is. Maybe the next guy will have, the qualities you're looking for, and, it is what it is. So, no, I don't think you're the asshole. Not at all. All right, let's get on to our next scenario for today. First time ever having sex. Now she won't speak to me. Okay. So, kind of a long story, but I-30 male was raised in a uber religious household consistently preached about how premarital sex was a sin and a devil, and how it was bad and such and so on. So I was still a virgin. I recently stopped following the church I was raised in a few months ago. I met this girl online and we clicked instantly. I've never met anyone that had instant chemistry with her like her. Okay, I had never met anyone that I had instant chemistry with like her. We went on about 6 dates over the course of a month. FYI, she's divorced with a 3-year-old kid. Ooh. Okay, I mean, he doesn't really have experience out in the dating world, so 3 kids though? Like, look, man, I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve to be in a relationship, but I'm just saying, it's like 3 kids. That's a lot of responsibility. I'm just saying. Finally, after one date, we ended up at her place and we're making out, and we go upstairs and I started eating her out and she's into it. After that, we switched positions to the missionary, and for whatever reason, I freaked out. I was overcome with this feeling of guilt. She told me, "You're nervous, calm down." But yeah, it made it worse. I couldn't get hard again. So she feels rejected and upset. And I'm trying to reassure her and comfort her. But she asked me to leave. I apologized to her, told her it was my first time. I didn't know what I was doing and didn't mean to hurt her. But it sucks because I feel like me being naive screwed up what was an awesome relationship, and I miss her a ton. Ooh. How does one even go about getting over something like that? Does this mean I lost her forever? Yes, it really does mean you lost her forever, my guy, because it's over, man. It is. She's just like, damn, man, you can't get hard, and then she found out you're a virgin. She was just like, oh, I really can't fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, man. Trust me. That relationship is over, or whatever that was. It was over, man. It was over. move on, find another girl. It sucks, but it's sadly the truth, man. You know, on the contrary, you know what I mean? Girls sit there and be like, oh, you know, I would totally date a virgin guy. Nah, not really. They really wouldn't. Nah, because they're just like, dude, you got to have some kind of experience. You know what I mean? And if you don't, which you didn't, and she got 3 years, but so she has miles of experience on you, dude. Like, god damn. She has miles of experience over you. So she's just like, yeah, no. What do I look like being with a fucking virgin guy? Like, trust me. Nah. You got to get you, you know, a girl that is, I guess, not so experienced. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's easier said than done. But, you know, that is what that is. Either that or you have to kind of get out of your head during sex and just, you know, you got to fake it till you make it, brother. You know what I mean? Because I know I did that. To lose my virginity, bro. I faked it till I made it. I was like, what the fuck are we talking about here? I was fumbling and doing all kinds of crazy shit, but I was faking it. I was looking like I knew what I was doing. And, you know, I was just like, just remember porn. Just what do they do on there? Oh, yeah. You know, I'm trying to tell me. And trust me, man. For guys, we don't get to play the whole I'm a virgin card. Nah, man. We don't get to play that card, sadly. We got to fake it till we make it. Sadly. Because then we get rejected like crazy. But, yeah, man. That relationship's over. You need to get you another girl. Sorry, man. Sucks, but it is what it is. All right. Cool. This is going to be our last scenario for today on the Sunday show. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening and watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, patreon.com/MyLastPodcast. Get on there for the exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as downloading and rating the podcast 5 stars. Following on TikTok as well as Instagram for all the clips for the best parts of every single show, as well as following or subscribing to us on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Let's get into our last scenario for today. Am I overreacting to catching my girlfriend masturbating over her male friend? Ooh. Oh, I mean, is that cheating? You guys let me know. Is that cheating? Because I would think that's cheating. You know what I mean? I would think that's fucking cheating. I'm like, bro, come on now. As you ladies like to say, emotional cheating. I kind of feel that's cheating in some way. I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you think that would be cheating? Okay. So the other day I dropped into my girlfriend's place unannounced, which we are allowed to do. She was sitting on her couch moaning a bit and I snuck up behind her to try to surprise her. Then I saw that her phone was playing a TikTok of her male friend. I looked down and saw her hand was down her pants. I asked her what the hell she's doing. She got startled. What followed was a fight. See, I never felt comfortable with her friendship and said with said friend, but I figured that that wasn't really her problem, but now it's different. I don't want to tell her she can't hang out with him anymore, but their friendship now makes me extremely uncomfortable. I'm thinking of just breaking up with her because I don't know how else to make sure my own mental health is taken care of without being controlled. Am I overreacting? Hell nah. And I would break up with her because it's only a matter of time before that dude is fucking your girl. And I guarantee you, the moment you break up with her, they're going to get into a relationship. If homeboy is single, which I'm sure he is, they're going to get into a relationship the moment you guys break up. So you're going to have to be prepared for that too. And that's going to suck. That's going to hurt so much. You're going to be like, oh, I shouldn't have broke up with her because then this wouldn't be happening. But then then your mental would be even worse if you stayed with her. Trust me, this is going to happen. She's going to fucking go date this dude right after you. It's just the way it is. So my biggest thing is just break up with her, unfollow her, and block her on everything. And just get through it, man. We'll see you in the gym. If I'm being honest with you, man, we'll see you in the gym because I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be tough. Oh, it's gonna be tough. It is not gonna be easy by any stretch of the imagination because just knowing that they're together is just like you won't even have to see it. You'll just know that they're together. And like the fact that she's doing this shit, come on, man. Girls don't just flick the bean, you know what I mean, to anybody. Let's be honest here. They don't do that shit. The fact that she was doing that, and to a TikTok, mind you, it wasn't even like a shirtless picture or nothing like that. It was a TikTok, mind you. Okay, it might have been a shirtless TikTok, but I don't know. But still, the fact that she flicking the bean to this guy, and she's probably moaning his name and all that kind of, yeah, she wants his penis. And the moment you guys break up, they're going to be dating. So look, man, break up with her, block her on everything. We'll see you in the gym. Hey, that's just how that's going to go, sadly. But again, thank you guys so much for listening and watching on this beautiful Sunday show. I appreciate you guys so much for all the support and everything that you guys have been doing to show that you support this show, man. I should have mentioned in the announcements. I don't know why I didn't. Haunting Adeline. If you guys want to get all of the Haunting Adeline chapters for all the way from 0 all the way to, I think we're at like chapter 30 now. I think so. We're somewhere around there. But yeah, I do have a playlist down there for you guys. I have a Spotify playlist as well as a YouTube playlist. So wherever you watch, I got you. All right. So thank you guys so much, though. I love you all. And I will see you on Tuesday for another beautiful Tuesday episode. I love you guys all. Have a great weekend and peace.